Hi, welcome to the Weird Flex.
But okay podcast! This is the Comedy Weebs workout and advice podcast where we answer your questions. If you would like to submit a question, you can hit us up at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com. The music that you've heard in every episode so far has been by What's My Name on Soundcloud and Instagram. Please follow them. And that's the intro that we did.
Yeah,
Yay.
and you can follow us and ask questions at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com.
Ooh, look at that double plug.
I know,
yes,
right? That's
this
how we
podcast
do.
it was brought to you and sponsored by you asking us questions. You asking us questions, it's what we do.
That's what we do. Success.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, how was your week, Jordan?
It was good. I like to lift things up and put them down. And then,
What?
I just did that to make my muscles get bigger. And then I worked on some videos, and I had some business stuff I had to do. And then I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to worry about stuff, because I noticed a lot of my stresses from the past were just be oh, I put this off until later, then I start thinking about it and I'm just oh god, now I think I that old quote I think I mentioned before on the podcast, when peace and security go, anxiety and panic will shrink. So that's what I'm focusing right now, is just knocking out all the things so I don't let them pile up, so nothing's gonna pile up and take anything from me, because I don't want that to happen. But that's all I did for this week, was busy, and then next week will be probably the same thing. But how about your week? How was your week, Katy, KaniDay?
It was also pretty good. I did a lot of cool stuff. I had some conversations with some friends this weekend that were different than I've had before too. I've done a lot of growing over the week, just getting better about saying how I feel and stuff. And I think it's very important, if you have people in your life that you need to have a conversation with, and if they're your friend, you should talk to them. It's important to do that. And so I've been getting better about doing that. So I hope anybody out there that feels alone or scared to bring up problems or confront people, or just to say how you feel, it's okay and you're valid, and people that love you and support you are going to be there for you.
Exactly.
And that's what life is about. Yeah. And then I also ate delicious food, hung out with friends, watched some more slime anime. The RWBY season finale happened, and guess who was in the special thanks? RWBY Productions.
Wait, what
bitches!
did you do? Wait, you were in it? You did a voice?
No, we weren't.
You didn't tell me?
No, I wasn't in it. RWBY Productions was in the special thanks section of the credits for the season 6 finale. If you go look it up, it says RWBY fan group, and essentially.
Did you do what? Did you do something for the finale you didn't tell me that you were working on?
No. So essentially, what happened was there are some people in Rooster Teeth that are supposedly fans of us. We believe that they're on the animator/modeler teams and stuff. Mm-hmm. We know that some of the voice actors have seen our work. And, I mean, they haven't, gone out and been oh, we love RWBY and, they're the best or whatever. But, we do know that some of them have seen our work just from having conversations with them at cons. A few of them. Not everybody loves us.
You met them?
But, I didn't, but some other team members have.
Oh, okay.
And said they brought up the show, and that there were 2 voice actors, I can't remember who, that were oh, yeah, we've seen the show. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so, they've at least seen it. But, yeah, we were in the special thanks, we believe, because some of the animators and modelers have seen our modeling work and are kind of fan. We know that Chris Barker, for sure, is one of the members of that, and he's a big fan of RWBY and has reached out to us, and that's been really wonderful. That we've gotten some support. Even if it's not all of Rooster Teeth or whatever, it's really nice to see that people that work for Rooster Teeth, which is so amazing and creates what we love, that they're thinking positive things about our content and what we're trying to do. And so that's really awesome. So we got a little special thanks credit, I guess, for trying to spread some positivity.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
You earned it.
It was really awesome.
It's badass,
yeah.
dude.
Oh, and we're going to be guest at Comic-Con, and we might have some more guest announcements to make soon because some more conversations have been happening. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Keep up. Look at the big skills on Katy.
Yay!
Too big for britches
all
now.
Of us. No,
and
I just
Katy
do voice
and
acting.
All of her team. And all of you do amazing, phenomenal work. Go check out RWBY on YouTube. It's really good.
RWBY Productions.
They make all their own models
KRWBY.
and redo the series. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. And yeah, that's when one awesome thing that also happened for me this week. And yeah, it's been going pretty good. And I've been really excited to record because recording these episodes is just super fun because I get to spend time with Jordan and we get to like...
Shut up.
Well, it's true. No,
you better not.
You better not ooh at me, Missy.
Exactly.
And I look forward to like our time. I mean, because me and Jordan through the week have definitely had a few other conversations too. Because like I was going through some stuff and I needed to talk to him.
And I was going through stuff and I needed to talk to her.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so like that's what friends do. It's like it's not just we only talk once a week for the podcast. Usually we're sending each other memes or
we
like,
hate each other. Like that's what pretty much happens.
Yeah,
like
it's
this
like
is just
the worst.
this thing. We only do this just like
to
get
we
money
do this
from
for all of the
listening.
all the money that we don't make is what we do this podcast for.
Exactly. Yeah.
In fact, we have to pay to keep it on SoundCloud. So
yes.
Maybe one day we'll get a sponsor. If any of you know how to get sponsors.
Yeah, give me a mattress, Casper.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
Or what is it? What's that cooking thing now? Blue Apron? Blue Apron. I could really use some of that for my meal prep.
That would be awesome. Although I don't know if our podcast is advertiser friendly enough for that.
Yeah,
but I know there's other podcasts that curse out there.
I mean, Always Open. Like, you should definitely, since you're a fan of Rooster Teeth and stuff like that, like, I swear when we go to RTX, but like, Always Open is like pretty much, they swear all the time on that show, but that show is like so good. That's Barbara Dunkelman's show.
Oh, okay.
I highly recommend checking it out for any people out there. One of my favorite shows to listen to in the past. Oh shit, something's in my nose.
Oh no.
It's like stuck. I got a sneeze stuck. God, I hate this.
Okay,
go ahead.
Jordan.
I'm good.
Okay, sorry. Before we get into our questions, I actually have a question for you.
You want a question for me? Oh, what?
I have what I want to ask you. If you, and we can both answer it, if you could have a dream sponsor of your content, whether it's the podcast or whatever, what would it be?
Oh, Verve. Probably. Well, actually, not Verve anymore. Because I won't say that, but like you know what I mean. A dream sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's this like special protein shake thing that I always get, and it tastes so damn. Oh, you know what? There's two. Just Saying is like this thing where you get this workout gear that looks like anime clothes. Like I guess like where I got my Mirio stuff and my Dragon Ball, my Vegeta stuff. Like I'd love for them to sponsor me. Or there's this place that has this protein powder that's really tasty, which is rare for protein powder because usually it's just like, I don't know why I eat this. But then for that one, it was really good. And that's for me. What about you?
You know, my mind kind of went a few places when I said it, and now I'm not sure which one it is. But just if I had to say like the first thing off the top of my head, I want Reese's Pieces.
Oh yeah, they'll send you boxes to your home. You'll be diabetic.
I want that because I'll give them to all my friends. We'll have Reese's Pieces parties.
Look, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like this. You're gonna get sponsored, and then the first week is gonna be great, and then the week after you're gonna just get a wicked bad tummy ache, and I'm gonna be Katy.
But for real, if I could have an actual sponsor, I would love like one of those really cute like vape.
Yes.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
If I could have one of those really cute like vaporwave clothing places.
You vape? Oh my God.
No, vaporwave.
Katy. Okay.
God dang it. It's like this like they make these really retro game style clothes that are really cute, and then like they have like maybe little jackets with like that are like see-through and shiny and like glittery stuff like that. Like I would love a company like that, any company like that, to be my sponsor.
Right.
Of anything that I do. I would gladly.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Like,
oh yeah, I get you. I would totally like that as well as a sponsorship. That would be freaking amazing.
I'm just trying to put out into the universe what I want,
Oh yeah,
Jordan,
I would like to
that's
put
how you
out
do it.
too, in many more ways than one. DM me.
Oh my God.
Wink, wink. Hint, hint.
Yes. I would gladly sleep with a piece of clothing from one of those stores because they're really pretty and the fabric's really soft. So I would definitely sleep in one like pajamas. Where was your mind going?
I would definitely sleep on a bed that would come with a Casper's sponsorship. So
yes, a Casper's mattress sponsorship. I would sleep on that bed.
Yes.
I would do it. Yeah. That's what would happen.
I'm sorry. My sneeze came out and I just like.
No, Jordan is allergic to fun.
Yeah, I am. That's why I don't hang with you.
Slap, slap, slap. Clap, clap, clap.
Why are we just
slap,
doing
slap,
Nicktoons
slap.
references?
I mean, it's a very Nicktoons time in my life right now, Jordan, because I'm living out all of my dreams of trying to get a sponsorship from 90s age clothes and Reese's Pieces. What's more 90s than that?
Freaking
Nicktoons.
90s stuff. You were one of those half 90s kids, though. I was born in 1995. I'm a 90s kid. You were barely walking in that time.
Hey, listen.
We were the
when
ones
I was
with
like
our
4.
hair back doing skateboarding and watching freaking Pokemon and Digimon.
I don't need your sass.
And what
I
were
watched
you doing?
Pokemon, too.
Yeah. As a 4-year-old, we were already in 2nd grade and we had our hats turned backward like Ash,
look at
and
you.
We had skateboards and rollerblades. Did you ever skateboard?
I had a Razor scooter, bitch.
Oh yeah, wow, Razor scooter.
I love my Razor scooter. Probably.
No, exactly. Yeah, so exactly.
It was a baby scooter with training scooter wheels.
Did you ever grind?
I only grind when I'm working, which is 24/7.
Oh!
But to
Nice
answer
save.
your question, no, I couldn't do a lot of tricks on my scooter. I just went down the hill in my yard.
When the house
Or my
I got
driveway.
to visit?
Oh yeah, the driveway. It's like very steep.
Oh yeah,
so I just kind
because
of.
that's what I was imagining.
Yeah,
With a
it
broccoli
was.
haircut.
Yep, I had my bowl cuts and my bowl cut, my overalls, and my scooter, and
your
it was a
Southern
great time.
accent.
Hey, my Southern
Howdy,
accent,
Ma, I'm gonna go scooter.
Howdy, Ma.
Yeah.
I'm scootering. I'm scooting today. I can't do a Southern accent properly because I've only ever made fun of a Southern accent. So
You probably
I
had
never...
one when you were a little kid, and then like.
I probably did. Yeah, and that's a very possible thing that happened.
Hey, Paul, can you come help me?
I don't think I ever called her Ma, but I would be like, Mom. Oh wait, I do call my grandma Mama though.
Okay. Do you call your dad Paul?
No, he's Dad.
Okay, I was about to say, hey Paul, can you take me to the store?
I call my grandparents Granddaddy and Mama.
Okay.
Though.
Okay, I love it.
Do you call your grandparents or like your aunts or uncles anything?
My grandparents are dead. Oh, but that's okay. It's okay. That was a long
I'm
time.
sorry.
It's okay. It was one of those things. I remember back when they were still alive. God rest their souls.
Yeah.
On my dad's side, I would call him granddad and grandma, and then on my mom's side, I would call her Nana and grandpa. So like that's what I would call them on their side. But yeah.
Oh, I did have a great grandfather who he has passed away, but I called him Papa.
Oh, nice.
And then so I had a Papa, Mama, and a Granddaddy because I called them Papa and Mama. And then my Papa John, who was married to my Mama Kim. Yeah, and then I have my Mama and Granddaddy.
Nice, nice. That's good.
Yeah, it was good stuff. But speaking of good stuff, do you want to get to our first question, Jordan?
Yeah, sure. Let's get right to it. And
let's just jump into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into the news.
Jump into it.
All right. So, this question comes from ChompyDB, and he's from Twitter. So, what's up, my dude? It is, who is the strongest fictional character you both can see you realistically beating in a fight? So, Katie, you're probably going to have to pick a little child for this. Since you can't.
You know, I know that was said with sass, but you are not wrong.
Okay.
You are not incorrect. You go first, though.
Okay, see, like, Rock Lee's a 12-year. He kicked my ass so bad. Like, I was just, like, pre-training with Guy. Like, I feel like if he was pre-trained with Guy, I could, like, push him over. But after he trains with Guy, I'm just like, dude, no, he's like, I respect you. I will give you all of my gut. No, please don't. No, I respect. Oh, no. But just, like, send me flying. That would be horrible. You know what? In, like, a fist fight, I could probably beat Deku's ass before he got told for one. Well, I mean, you know what? After he did his 8 months of training, I feel like, all right, I can notice when he is gonna, like, try and attack me, and I can, like, duck out the way, and he'll break his body. So I'd be like, ha, 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 fool, and then I just like come at him because I know the combinations and boxing moves. Let's see, who else could I beat? Let's see. Certain characters are just dangerous to fight, so it's just like this.
Yeah, maybe pick something from a non-shonen, because any of those that
I go whoop Sailor Moon's ass. No, wait, actually, no, that's a lie.
No, you could not kick her ass, but maybe a side character that doesn't have powers.
Well, when she doesn't turn into Sailor Moon, I could kick her ass. Say
probably. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Not a shonen. Who could I fight? Who would be an easy fight? No one from Dragon Ball, because everyone in that show is stupidly OP.
Yeah, because we're just normal humans, so like trying to put us against.
I train, lady. I train.
Hey, you're still a human. That doesn't mean that Mr. Satan could beat Goku. He's just a normal human.
If he had ki, he probably could. Don't you?
But he doesn't, because he is a normal human.
His daughter does. So
that's great for her.
Exactly.
So go beat up his daughter.
Destroyed your thing right there. And you know what else? Krillin and Yamcha were normal humans. So was Tien, normal human, has a third eye due to enlightenment. So booyah.
Oh shit. Ooh. Pulling out the logic that I don't understand.
Exactly. Alright, who else could I? See, like, okay, I'm thinking of this realistic, because, like, some of these people just have attacks where they'll just, like, blast you for no reason. And it's just like, oh, okay, where'd that come from? You know, I think I'm happy with my answer. So I could beat Rock Lee before training. I could kick Naruto. You know, I could kick Naruto's ass before he did all his ninja stuff, too. I could beat Deku, definitely, even after his 8 months of training, because he doesn't know how to fight. That was one thing that always irked me about Deku's training, is he never, like, practiced fighting skills. You're going to be a superhero. You need to fight people in those 8 months. But no, I'm just going to get buff, and that's going to equate to...
Yeah.
And that's why he broke his fucking legs. That's where you go. His girlfriend's hot, though. His girlfriend knows how to train, so there you go.
If they're even girlfriend and boyfriend.
That's what they... If you read the manga...
Hey, I'm 10 chapters behind now.
You're still 10 chapters behind? You said that 3 months ago.
I know, and then I read, like, 10 more chapters, but then, like, the chapters had kept growing, so now I'm another 10 chapters behind, even though I read more chapters.
Oh, fine. Fine. Fine, then.
I'm catching up.
Okay, who would you fight, then? Do you think you could beat Uraraka in a fight?
I'm not really a fighting... No, I'm not a fighter. Any of these shonen heroes or people that are above regular human status, this bitch ain't fighting.
Okay, well, can you push them over, and they would just be like, ow, and then run away?
Yes.
Okay, then.
I could do that. So I would probably, but I don't want to hurt any of my baboos. I would go up to Steven from Steven Universe, and I'd just be like, "You're really great," and push him over and run. I would just passive aggressively compliment them and then run away. I'd go up to Uraraka. I'd go up to Uraraka from My Hero, and I'd say, I really love you and think that you're doing great things, and I believe in you, and then I'd push her over and run away.
Okay.
I'm not a really good person to answer this question. Bam. Just like you got to start out soft, so they let their guard down, and then you push them and run.
Okay. You would push
That's my
over
strategy.
One of the sweetest characters in the world. How dare you, Katie? How dare you?
Listen, there's no way out of this.
Okay.
I'm just a terrible human being that's going to die.
Push over. Oh, my God.
It's what's going to happen,
You're wrong.
Jordan. I don't make the rules. This is destiny.
You're wrong for that.
They have to know how great they are before I put them down.
Can you just imagine? Would you be cosplaying her?
Yes. I would go up to her and I would look exactly like her. And she'd be like, "Are you my conscience?" And I would say, "Yes, I am. And I think you're doing great. And I believe in you. And I hope that you know that I love you."
What? Why are you...
Listen, bitch. Like, I just switch it. I pull out a knife, like, "Listen, bitch. I love you. And if you don't accept my love, that's wonderful and great because you have autonomy over your body and over your morality and whatever you want to be in your life."
She'd just be like looking at you confused and be like, "What are you talking about?"
What are you even talking about? I don't even know you.
And then she
so
would
that's
just be
pretty
like,
much.
Thank Jesus.
Thank Jesus. Oh yeah, God. I watched a little bit of this abridged series for My Hero recently. Yeah, it was really good, and that there was
I'm
a
a
section
failure.
where
Why am I
I'm a failure. I'm was so
funny.
good.
That was really funny.
Nothing's ever gonna get me down. I'm a failure.
I'm a failure. Goodbye, life. Goodbye, life.
It was so great. But yeah, I don't think I have a very fun answer for this question. Although arguably that answer that I gave was pretty fun. I mean, who wouldn't want just somebody to come up to you and tell you everything they love about you and why you're the best person in the world?
And then push you over.
And then push you down and run.
Okay, well, I know what to do to you at MomoCon then.
Yay! Oh god, I'm scared. You would like casually push me over, but I would just fly across the room with
I'd
your
booty bounce you
shonen
over.
strength.
Like when we
Oh
were
my
doing
gosh.
our like twerk off and then
Yes.
we started booty bouncing
Yes.
each other. Like, that's what I do. I'd just be like,
And then
boom.
Froppy. Yes. It was so beautiful. But yeah, that's I think that was pretty solid. I feel like the audience understands our power.
Yep.
And that we should not be trifled with,
Yeah,
because
don't come at me.
I
got them hands.
will compliment you before I push you into a world of love.
Oh, you know who?
You've heard of a,
what's good?
you've heard of a world of pain. I'm bringing on a world of love.
You know who else? Kazuma from Konosuba. I just was remembering that because I
Okay.
like the main guy from that because he's a dork. So yeah, that's a good one. Or Kirito in real life from Sword Art Online.
Oh yeah, Kirito.
Yeah, freaking black swords
That
from
bitch.
my ass. Okay, but you got a question for us, don't you?
Yes, I do. Actually, we have gotten a few emails, and I am going to be reading email questions today.
Oh, you fancy,
So
huh?
that will be fun. We fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to submit a question by email, we will read it, and it will be great.
Maybe.
So this question is from what is your name? Shit. Nathan Quema sent us an email and would like to know, here's what the email said. I'm taking forever. Hey,
It's
Katy
okay.
and Jordan. I love the podcast. You guys fill my desk work with laughs and good stories. So my question is, there's a bunch of characters transported to UA. Which events/arcs would you want to see them in, and who do you want them to fight? So I'm thinking he's wanting us to do like a UA Sports Festival situation, and here's the characters. Rock Lee from Naruto, Luffy from One Piece, Toph from Avatar, Dick Grayson from Young Justice, and Peter Parker/Miles Morales from Marvel. So Jordan had a pretty good point earlier when I brought up this question.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you get down to it, especially if you've been watching the One Piece anime, which I won't spoil for Katie because she's reading the manga, so it's one of those things where you just see Luffy's OP as fuck, like, especially when he's, like, fighting and stuff like that. So it's just like, how did, here's what I want to bring up to you. Like, all right, in My Hero Academia, All For One, this is actually a minor nitpick I've ever had with this thing, is like he has all these freaking powers and he decides to get into a punching contest with All Might. I mean, like, seriously, you could have like floated him or like did all this other shit and like
Yeah.
I mean, like he just lost because he got punched hard. Luffy is an expert at punching people like ridiculously hard, so it'd just be like,
Yeah.
that fight's over. I mean, it'd be interesting. I guess the best way to do it would be like to put in the sports festival, because you can see what they all do, because I mean, like, Dick Grayson has no superpowers whatsoever. By the way, Young Justice season 3, that is so freaking cool. Oh my god, Katie, you should watch it when you get the chance to marathon it, because they showed what happened to Cyborg and how like bad his injury was. Oh my god, it was like, it's not funny, but it was just like, Jesus. But
yeah, with like with Luffy, obviously, it's kind of OP, but I feel like there's a lot of these characters that could bring up some interesting matches.
Well, like Toph versus Bakugo. Because he'd be like, "What
yeah,
are you doing, you little brat?" And he's just like,
but we have to look at the ones that he gave us, though.
You said Toph.
Yeah, but not Bakugo.
No, you said like in My Hero Academia situations.
Oh, well, I'm saying, like, if there was a UA Sports Festival, but these were the only characters that we had.
Well, that'd be a small sports festival then, if there's only 5 people.
Yeah, it would be pretty small. But, you know, I'm just trying to give the benefit to the question, I guess.
I thought what it was they get transported to the MHA world, and then they interact with the characters that are in that world. So, like, you know, like, that's what I was thinking.
That could work.
Because, like, it was like, oh, Toph versus Bakugo in the sports festival. And it's just like, come on, you little brat. And he just keeps giving himself away because he's so loud. And then she just, like, locks him. And then, like,
yeah, that would actually be good. Yeah, I kind of like that. I would like to see Toph, versus a lot of people. Versus Invisible Girl would just be like, no one has the upper hand. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no.
It's like,
what do you mean no one has the upper hand? Toph has the upper hand. She's blind.
Well, exactly. But, like, it doesn't give her any necessary advantage because...
well, yeah, she can see
maybe,
her on the floor.
Maybe I'm phrasing it wrong. Because Invisible Girl doesn't have an advantage because Toph doesn't need to fucking see. So she's just a normal-ass person. And since... Oh, wait, yeah, so that would give Toph an advantage because she already uses her sense of hearing anyway. So Invisible Girl is probably...
Like, when she taps the ground,
you're right.
Like, senses, like, everyone in the area. So if, like, you're walking and, like, she even made a point, like, oh, like, I can see you. I can see those ants all the way over there. I can feel it. And it's just like, wow, you're amazing, Toph. So
so if Invisible Girl is trying to use the strategy of, haha, you can't see me, that'd be funny to see the conversation leading up to it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be considered an advantage. Yeah, I would love to see that. Just any Toph in confrontation with that.
That'd be great.
Rock Lee would be fun to face Ida.
He would whoop Ida's ass.
Oh, he would, but just their dialogue would be so respectful.
Okay, let us go. All right, well, I won't go easy on you now, son. I hope I would not ask for anything more. Yeah! And then he just freaking charges him.
They're just like little bulk-up babies. I love them.
And then he, like, tries to, like, do his, like, reciprocal kick on him. He's like, ha-ha, nice move, but I am too fast. Bam! And then he just punches the heck out of him.
Miles Morales versus Froppy.
Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, because he's just like, oh, what are you doing here? You know, just, like, webbing about, you know, hanging around and stuff like that. And then they having a jump battle, talking to each other. Then he just grabs her and webs her out the ring. Or he can just sting her and knock her out the ring. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, but she also has, like, a lot of cool shit going on. And that, like, he has the webs, she has the tongue.
Yeah, I know. They both can go invisible, too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. But,
so,
like,
yeah,
I think
really
Spider
cool.
Sense and his sting ability outclasses her stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 And his spider strength is he's way physically stronger than her, too. Because, like, if Spider-Man can lift, like... No, because...
She's pretty strong.
Spider-Man can stop a fucking bus. Lift a...
That's true. I haven't seen her try to, actually. So, yeah.
I mean,
if
like...
that's the case.
Because if you're going by the class, the only ones who really have, like, super strength are, like, Deku and,
yeah.
like... You know, this is gonna sound effed up, but, like, honestly, like, most of the people in that class aren't bulletproof. So, like, if they had, like, a sniper, like, you know, Slade from Teen Titans Go, like, if he was, like, a sniper and just went, he could, like, pop them off because their bodies are human. Like, there's, like, the only one, like, Kirishima would be, like, oh, I'm hard, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. So it's just, like,
yeah.
Spider-Man can heal from, like, those things. It just takes a while.
That's true. I would have to probably see more of Froppy's abilities. I guess I just originally thought it'd be a fun idea because of, like, they're both slinging around.
Yeah, they'd both be slinging around, and he's not going to, like, punch her full force.
Yeah,
like, the thing
and
about
it would just be
Spider-Man is he always pulls his punches, even if it's Miles. Like, he always pulls his punches because if he punches full force, the person will die. Like, they'll just, like...
Yeah.
Like, he did this one time where, like, there was this person... He was fighting Wolverine. Well, I'm talking about Peter Parker, not Miles people. But he was fighting Wolverine. Yeah. And he was like, oh, crap, I got to knock him out because he's just acting a fool right now. And so like, he was like, if I hit him full force, he'll go unconscious no matter how like strong his regeneration is. And he like went to punch him, and this like innocent person who wanted to commit suicide got in the way, and he freaking punched them instead, and they just like went splat. And it was just like, oh, God. And he was like horrified at what he had done. And it was just like the thing. It was, that was a crazy comic book.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that would be an interesting fight, but maybe it wouldn't be as entertaining as I thought it would be then.
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be one,
Let's see.
one punch.
One punch. Let's see. Maybe, okay.
Who are the combatants again?
We have Dick Grayson and Luffy left. Who would they be good fighting in My Hero?
Dick Grayson, he gets his tech stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, if he doesn't have his tech stuff, I mean...
yeah.
Because like if he like for instance if any of them fought Shinzo, is that his name? I forget his name.
I can't remember.
The one who like has the brainwash quirk was just really OP because all he has to do is like say a sentence to you and then you're done. Like he could be like, so what is your power, Luffy? My power. Walk out the ring. There you go.
Oh, but what about the girl that creates the items at My Hero? The girl with the pink hair. Yeah. She would be fun for Dick Grayson then if they both use gadgets and things.
I mean, Dick Grayson would whoop her ass, to be honest.
Damn it.
I mean,
maybe
he
like
really
in the
would.
Marvel or DC world, okay.
Because he's a master martial
Yeah, I don't know her
artist.
power level.
Yeah, he's a master
yeah, and
martial
she's
artist
probably
and stuff
not.
like that. He would just like do all those flips and like knock her out the ring.
Yeah, you're right. If it was just a battle of like which inventions are cooler, there could be like some fun
you
there.
mean
But
May?
maybe
Not Momo, May. Because May's the one who
Oh yeah,
had all the
not
tech stuff.
Hinamori. I'm talking about the girl with the pink hair
May.
that creates all the gadgets.
Yeah, that's May. All right, so like that would be
Yeah.
interesting because she's like.
If she doesn't know martial arts, then I
he
guess.
still
But
like win because he has those batarangs or
unless
bird
her
rings.
gadgets, I haven't seen her fight too much, but unless her gadgets could keep her out of that and like she could defeat him without martial arts, like maybe I guess. Like, her gadgets can be really good.
Yeah, her gadgets can be really good. It's just, like, Dick is also incredibly intelligent as well. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And you just overpower her.
Because I'm mostly just naming, like, fights that would be interesting based on the skills that I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. But it all, I guess, needs to come down to, like, their fighting ability, too. Yeah. Not just necessarily, like,
Exactly.
Then on that note, Luffy. Who do you think Luffy would be best against in My Hero? All Might,
Because, I mean, like, he'd probably beat All Might's ass, though.
Yeah, like, maybe if it was, like, Endeavor plus All Might plus...
No, don't do pluses. Like, that's cheap. We gotta do it like...
No, I know it's cheap, but okay, then let me rephrase. Do you think that there are people in My Hero that, if they work together, could defeat Luffy? Because Luffy is very strong, and he can defeat multiple opponents.
Yeah, Luffy's weakness is water. Like, just put him in water and, like, put him, like,
that's
remember,
true.
like, the whole thing is if you get Luffy...
Yeah, he can't swim, yeah.
Yeah, in any water. Like, it's not just seawater, it's, like, any water. If you put him at a point where he's waist deep in it, his power is drained. So, like, that's, like, that's just one of those things where you go, like, oh, contingency, I just need to get him in water, and then he's weakened.
Yeah, I didn't know about the waist deep thing. Maybe that's a spoiler.
That happened in the manga, though.
I know.
You're past that point.
I mean, I know that he can't swim. I knew that, but I'm starting to think like, ooh, is there a scene where like somebody just holds him in waist deep water and it's like, but maybe not.
Well, like,
I don't know.
Well, there was some things that happened in the. I know there were some episodes where they go to there was some scenes in movies and in episodes where they're in like a bathtub place. And since he's a devil fruit user, if he's in like waist deep, he's like, I'm so out of it. I think it was One Piece, either gold or One Piece, the 8th moon. I can't remember which one, so I want to say gold.
So he can't take a bath without feeling sick?
Yeah, he can't be waist deep in it.
Oh, what about if it's raining?
Well, if it's raining, it doesn't affect him because it's like not like affecting him like that. But if he's like waist deep in any water, like he's submerged waist deep in any water, then he'll be fine. But if his feet is just like in a bath and he's standing up walking through it, he'll be fine. But like submerged and it's just like, I can't, my body's not working.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that sucks about having a devil fruit.
Yeah, because I knew the part about like if you fall into the ocean, but I wasn't sure if it was just like it's supposed to be a metaphor for like these fruits came from the sea, so if you're in the sea, it will reject you or something. Like I didn't know if it was just the sea or if it was water in general.
I thought that for the longest time too, but then I found
yeah.
Like, no,
but that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. So just water.
Well, cool. Yeah. Oh, now I want to go read more One Piece. If I can get this put together at a good time, then maybe I will read some more tonight.
Word.
But yeah, if you want to take us to our next question, I hope we sort of answered that one. I would love to, Katy.
I would love to, Katy. Just like I was watching that was it Has Been Hotel clip with
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that. Oh wait, no, yes, I have. Yeah,
the one with like the woman like I will fuck your shit up if you.
I will fuck your shit up. Like that.
Oh god, but I love it. But
she was awesome.
She's awesome. That woman is one of my favorite animators. Anyways. Awesome. Yay. This question comes from my boy Mike. So what's up, Mike?
It's your boy.
He's a boy. I'm still gonna get you back for showing this one that damn ooh video. I'm gonna freaking. No. Okay.
A squirt bottle.
All right. All right, so this question comes from Mike, and he asks, awesome, how about this, thoughts on toxic fandoms for things you love, and how do you respond? And I know he made some tweets about that yesterday, because he was getting passionate about it, because you always do, because you freaking get hype over stuff, man. And, I would say, I agree with you, buddy. Like, Katie, you probably didn't see it, but, basically he was...
No, I didn't see it.
He was posting tweets about, like, why is it all the shows I love always have these, like, toxic fandoms for, like, like, for example, like, Steven Universe, great series, he loves it, but the fandom for it overall, like, does this crap where it's just like, okay, you're making people want to commit suicide, you're making this, you're threatening artists on the show, you're doing this, it's, like, ridiculous. Or with Voltron, or with My Hero Academia. Did you hear about the recent stuff with My Hero Academia that people were having a fit about?
I have not.
Okay, so basically, what happened was, with My Hero Academia recently, Horikoshi did this cover where it had all the people. It had all these people.
Yes.
Oh, what's up?
And Momo was wearing like a bra for armor or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so a bunch of people were just like, "Why are you doing blah blah blah?" and all this stuff. But it's just like that's part of her quirk. She needs her skin exposed to like do this. And so, but a thing before that for My Hero Academia was they were getting really upset for, and this, if you watch the series, this isn't a spoiler, they've been talking about it, Endeavor's redeeming qualities, stuff like that. They're like, oh, I don't think you should try to redeem Endeavor because of blah, 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 and then, like, all these people will lose their shit, and they were throwing death threats at Horikoshi because of that, and, like, to me, that's just absolutely ridiculous, because it's just like, all right, I understand everyone has their own way of interpreting things and stuff like that, and we all go have different lives and all this stuff, but it's just like, there are characters that you know who have like murdered lots of innocent people, and now they're like heroes in the story. And so like what Endeavor did, which wasn't good, and I'm not condoning it, is like in him trying to redeem what's happening to him is just like a thing. There's so many stories out there for redemption. There's so many things out there about like, okay, I was a bad person, now I'm on the path to being a better person. And it's a story. It's a fictional story that they're drawing out to make it more compelling for the people to view. So like,
yeah, I will say on the Endeavor note, I've definitely spent some time with myself thinking about it as well because of the horrid things that he has done. I was curious to see the way that they approach a quote-unquote redemption, because while I don't believe that everyone after a certain point can be past a quote-unquote redemption, sometimes there's contextual things and the amount of time, and who is to say when someone has served enough time or when someone has gone through quote unquote enough to redeem themselves or whatever. There can be lots of circumstantial things, but I definitely, if I had it my way, which based on what I'm reading in the manga so far, it might be going this way. If they were going to tell the story of him attempting to be redeemed, not if it succeeded, but if he was just trying to be better, but not if everyone perceived it better or whatever, I would want it to be very, like, self-aware of what happened. The people that you've hurt don't really accept you at first and are just like, no, this is fucking bullshit. And then you try to maybe keep going. And if those people don't forgive you, like when Katara confronted the person who murdered her mother in the Water Tribe in Avatar The Last Airbender, and she was like, yeah, she didn't kill him. She was like, I don't forgive you, but I'm not going to do this. Like, he wasn't redeemed, but she tried to move on. And I think if they take the approach with Endeavor of like I did fucking fucked up terrible things and I acknowledge that, but then if his son is just still like, no, that's great that you're trying to do better, and I encourage you to do that, but for me, I can't forgive you. Or if because there's that complicated relationship between a father and son, or I'll try to live on with this, but I still can't forgive you, but I'll try to move forward and help you, or something like that, trying to make it a realistic scenario of like, you've done fucked up shit, but because I have this love for you as my father, maybe I want to try to help you be better. There's lots of nuance that I'm trying to explain, but overall, I don't think it should just be, well, I'm better now, just like, if you try to compare, like with Dragon Ball, like how Vegeta
murdered
killed
tons of innocent
murdered
billions,
thousands,
billions.
And then like, oh, I'm redeemed now, even though that story wasn't trying to maybe be as nuanced as My Hero is trying to approach it as. And so I appreciate the perspective it's trying to give, but I understand why there would be backlash in the fact that he did fucked up shit and it needs to be acknowledged. This was wrong.
Well, they are,
and the people that were hurt, yes, exactly. And the people that were hurt by it are still hurting and suffering the consequences of your actions. And if they go into detail about that and he still tries to be better, and if these people don't accept him being better but he's trying, that's a story I would like to hear and see, even if I don't necessarily,
Game of Thrones does that shit too. Like, Game of Thrones has tons of characters where you're like, no, you did this in the first season. How am I supposed to? Okay, but now I'm supposed to follow you.
So it's just about finding that nuance and, like, realizing, like, these are supposed to be stories, but there can be ways that things can be done that could be wrong. Like, if they just tried to immediately say, like, it's okay, Dad, I love you. But they don't seem to be doing that. So I'm very curious to see where they go from there. But in terms of toxic fandom, in general, my experience has generally been like that there will be people that can blow things out of proportions. Not necessarily saying that this has any unjustified stuff with the Endeavor stuff, but I'm saying that there can be lots of fandoms where there are, quote unquote, bad apples or people that are doing things that are wrong and not supposed to represent, the series, but it can sometimes do it because those are the loudest voices, and it can give a bad name to the fandom, even if it's not a majority of the people enjoying this content. And so I try to keep that in mind, and when I engage with an extreme person from any fandom or political landscape or whatever, because like politics or religion can also just be a fan base for whatever.
That's one of those things you just don't. That's one of those things I just do not talk about. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, for sure, and that's why, like, I guess my main point there is when dealing with someone that is trying to look at these things in extremes, I try to come from a place of, like, looking at what's happening here, understanding and empathizing with what the issue is, and if it's like an issue and the response seems to be going too far, like, not say that this entire fandom and series is the cause of that, unless I see, like, specific proof, like the series is telling people to do this or that. Like, there's a lot of nuance that I think can be placed here, and I don't think that putting a show in the category of having a toxic fandom because there are bad people that watch the show and like it and say and do horrible things. Like, there can be certain correlations as well, but at least in my experience, it's mostly been that the loudest voices were what made the fandom toxic instead of it actually being about the majority of the show. Because, like, with Steven Universe, I think it is a very progressive, wonderful show that is doing amazing things, and there are people that have taken things too far.
Like
but
did you see the thing with the needle? Where they put a needle in a cake and they sent it to the person and they ate it and because they were like trying to, that was fucked up. That's attempted murder.
I did not see that.
Yeah, that's attempted murder.
Yeah,
right there.
but I don't think that the whole fandom is like that.
No, I'm not saying the whole fandom is. It's just like when you see like a solid group of people that overreact. Because, like, this is my whole take on this whole thing. I honestly never get super into communities or fandoms for things I love. Like, I stay loving it, but I do not dive deep down into it, as I notice it can turn tedious and toxic. I just hang with a select few people who like certain things and don't get overly hyperbolic and obstinate over like a fictional series. But then, like, this is why I really enjoy having like a close-knit group of friends to share the things with, because fandoms as a whole consist of like good fans, and then there are these radical extremists that just make things miserable.
Yes.
And there's no way to like weed them out per se. It's just like, this person just randomly snapped one day. And so I prefer to just go like, all right, I love the series, but I'm not like part of this like fandom community thing that they're trying to do. Because
and I think the key word, like, I think a key thing to remember is, I believe that when you hear the word toxic, it is supposed to represent the extreme side of things. I don't think it represents a norm. So when you say, like, there is a toxic fandom, there is a toxic part of the fandom, I believe.
And
there can be some cases.
That's just like, yes, so loud and out there.
And that is wrong, but I don't think the show or a lot of the fans trying to enjoy this thing should be blamed for the actions of those people that are doing those extreme horrible things. I mean, there can definitely be like searches and correlations that you should look into, like, and etc. But yeah, I guess, yeah. But, like, if I say I'm a fan of Steven Universe and they're like, so you support people sending these needle cakes, that would be
I'd just be
an
like,
extreme
no
correlation.
Yeah, see, this is one of those things where, like, I hate this. Like, this is one of those things, like, I go, like, oh, yeah, I totally did enjoy this show. And then someone, like, I remember the other day, I was, like, made a post about Steven Universe, like, yo, that Steven Universe finale was fun. I was like, how could you watch that fucking SJW bullshit? And I'm just like, first off, bruh, I'm a fan of the series and itself and, like, what it does and stuff like that. Sure, there are issues I do have with Steven Universe. I ain't gonna lie, like, there are tons of things I can go on and on about, like, I do not like what they did here, but, like, you know what, I still enjoy the show for what it is, but I'm not part of the people who just gotta, like, turn everything negative, because I'm at that age where I just have stopped giving a single fuck. Like, this is what my response is now. It's just like, all right, if you feel that way, all right, for you, I generally don't give a shit, bro. I'm indifferent. I just like what I like, and if you have a problem with that, fucking step on. And then I just give a middle finger and go on, because that's what life to me is.
Yeah, it's just kind of about trying to understand that the toxic part is supposed to represent those extreme people, and they shouldn't represent, like, the whole, like, because I remember, like, when I loved Naruto, and, like, I fucking loved me some Naruto growing up, but there would be people saying, like, it has a toxic fandom and Narutards, and they would be saying, like, people just obsess over this show and they take it too far. And I'm like, there might be people like that, but there's a lot of people that really just enjoy this series. And, like, and I've heard people say that about a multitude of fandoms, because inevitably at the end of the day you will always find something negative, someone that will take something negative or extreme in a situation, and you have to realize that they are the outlier. They are not the norm, and if it becomes the norm, then that would be a problem. And
they spread. Like, that's the biggest part to me. Is just like when they make something and you see, like, it spread, and it's just like, all right, there's no way to, like, contain this certain thing. So now the fact that they are being so vocal about certain things is making us look bad. Like, that's what I always tell people. It's just like, all right, you may love something and do something, but, like, if you, or for example of this, God, I hate to bring this up, for instance, but this is something I deal with as a black dude in everyday life with certain things. Like, for instance, here's something that happens to me. Like, if I'm out, right, just, you know, minding my business, you know, getting groceries or something like that, and then, like, there's a black guy who's acting a fool, like, wiling up, doing this stuff, and then, like, this has happened to me, like, several times before, where, like, several other races people, like, if I'm the only other black guy there and this other guy's there, they sort of look at me like, get your boy, who I don't know. I don't fucking know this guy, and he's acting a fool, and it's just like, just because I'm the same race as this guy doesn't mean I know everyone, doesn't mean, like, I'm the master of all black people or something like that, just because they're acting this way. Like, I can't stand those times. I just, like, go, like, I have nothing to do with this, and then sometimes I feel like I have to, like, I'll just be like, bro, can you just chill with this, please? Because, like, even though you don't realize it yet, by you acting this way, you're making, let's look bad. Like, there's a great quote from the Boondocks where it's just like, all right, a private moment. I won't say it because Katy's here and she's such a cinnamon roll. I don't want to, like.
Oh heck!
But
Ew.
There's this thing where you know, okay, so there's this thing where they were, like, saying, oh, a private moment which embarrasses a black person in private is just like, that shames you, but a public black moment that shames them shames the whole race. And it's just like, that is so true, because even if you don't want to say it, like, if there's a black guy, like, acting a fool and stuff like that, breaking all this stuff in public and stuff like that, and then, like, oh, he's making, I'm the only other black guy there, I am now, like, branded by him, just like, oh, is he gonna act up now? And it's fucking stupid. I hate that shit, but that's how it freaking happens. It happened to me so many times. It happens to me in the movie theater sometimes, because there's, like, these people who just talk, and I'm not saying, like, all races act this way. I'm just saying, like, certain things do. I'm saying, for me, these are experiences I've been through where, like, a bunch of black people were talking in the theater, and then these people came in and were like, hey, can you keep it down, please? And they were like, oh, yeah, fine. But then they left and they kept talking. And then it's just like, I'm right there, and all these people are, like, looking at me like, hey, can you ask them to shut up or something like that? And it's just like, I was the one who was like, this isn't cool. This isn't good. And it's just, it irks me so damn much. And that's the same thing.
The fact that people try to correlate, like, just because you share the same skin color, you must all be a certain way. And they try to associate just because somebody else is doing something negative, they assume you're going to do that because you have this one thing in common, when in reality that's what racism is.
Exactly.
That's when you try to put everyone in this box because of the extreme actions of others, when in reality there's a lot of people that can do like extreme
there's a lot of people that do it.
Yeah,
it's just like that's like I remember this one time, oh my god, this one time pissed me off so bad, because like there was this a black kid who got caught stealing from a store, right? And then like the freaking cameras got caught off. Like it wasn't one of those things where I went and like told someone. I just like I think I noticed it, like but I wasn't sure, and I was just like, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna get my groceries and leave. And then they were walking out, and like the cops came and they grabbed him. They were like arresting him, like, hey, come on, someone help me. And then like this one like black person was like looking at me like, aren't you gonna say something? I'm like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? He was stealing, all right? He got caught for stealing. I didn't have anything to do with that. I'm not a part of this situation or anything like that. I don't know what you want me to do in this situation. And it's so frustrating to be grouped in doing this every single time. And it's just, oh, guys.
Yeah. It feels like you've had like a lot on your chest there, which, I mean, it really does speak to like kind of the state of America right now, too. No, it's fine. This stuff needs to be said.
So much. Like, it happens to me in public so much, where I go to a place and then it's just like people like, I don't sound, stereotypically black, some shit like that. So it's just another one of those things where it's just like, well, of course you're whitey ass when you do, and it's just like, how am I white? By just doing my own thing. I'm literally just minding my own business. And I'm so sick of this whole notion that like, oh, if you talk a certain way or like a certain thing or this, it's just like acting white. No, I don't want to be freaking one of those ignorant people or something like that just doing this. I just want to enjoy life and be this color and be who I am, enjoy me. And like, if you say like, oh, you ain't really black because the way you talk, the way you sound, the way you act and stuff like that, what, I'm happy not to be that way, because that promotes ignorance, and I don't want to be that type of ignorant like thing that's in the media these days. But fuck, I just went on a venting spree, but that's what I do with Katy.
No, it's fine. I know. And like, I think it's good that we've created like a situation where you feel comfortable talking about that, because these are conversations that need to happen and experiences that need to be known. And especially with like the, I guess political climate and a lot of stuff happening in America right now, especially involving racism. It's like, these are things that are such commonplace, and there are people that are being affected by it, like yourself. And it's fucked up. And like, I'm glad that we're able to have these conversations, because hopefully somebody will be able to hear this and maybe have a perspective change, or maybe think about something a little more empathetically next time something happens and they want to make a judgment. Like, because people are just people trying to live their life, and it's just, like, I mean, I'm white, so I can't relate in terms of like having the exact experience that you're having. But I can understand.
The way you said it, no, this is good. The way you said it is just like that Boondocks episode where they had like two black people get into a fight, and then it was like, oh, they got shot to death, but then the white person and the black person get into a thing. It's like, wait a second, I'm white. I don't have to deal with this. And then it's just like,
oh my god, no!
I'm not joking. I'm not saying it bad. It's just the way I let me laugh. But no, I love you, Katy. It was great.
I love you too, and like, like it's because I do have like a lot of because I am white, there are experiences that I'm privileged enough that I have not had to go through in terms of stuff like that. I mean, sure, I have things that suck in my life, and I definitely have experiences like as a woman, and things that happen to me that maybe a guy might not experience, or somebody that's not in my position might not experience. But when it comes to like racism, like I very much do have the privilege of not being put in certain boxes at times when it comes to specific things like that. And it's important to keep having conversations and empathetically trying to understand that these things are very real, so that you can use the voice that you have when you're in a position of power or privilege to say, hey, this is fucked up, and we have to fight against this, because like throughout history that's what's had to happen. Because people would be treated wrong, and the people in positions of power need to take responsibility and say, this is fucked up, and you have to fight and do something about that, or else it won't change. And the only thing I can think to say is like, just keep, like, to our listeners, is like, just keep having these conversations and talking, and don't be afraid like to be wrong, and to try to learn, and to be empathetic towards others and their experiences, and just it's just, it's so important. And I'm glad that you're able to talk about that. My answer was probably pretty generic of like, just good. Be empathetic and understand and talk to each other. And also realize that if you're in a position of power, you should use that to help others, not to put yourself forward. Or if you're putting yourself forward, don't hurt others in doing that. Or,
Exactly. No, Katie, like what you said was great. Like it's just one of those things that I've always like said before, like my voice is one of those things where like people always go, oh, this guy's so white because of it. And it's just like I knew you were gonna bring that up. Like it was one of those things like that's the first thing like they go for. Like if you're trying to say something, it's like well, of course you would say that with your voice. And it's just like one of those I don't know. Like it's a thing where I just go, hey, well when I get into voice acting and I master my black boys, bro, so I can like do that and it'll be all good. But it's one of those things. So actually, you know what's cool about this? I actually practiced my black voice, and I was able to maintain a conversation with some people in Walmart where they're like, "Shit, man, that Kingdom Hearts, bro."
Oh wow!
Like,
oh my gosh,
it was so good. Oh god, I can't wait to keep practicing it. But like listen to Katie.
That's amazing.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's fun, and practice your black voice. It's always fun.
No,
but you don't have to. You don't have to. I just do it to troll because I like to mess around.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
But do you have a question for us?
Yes, I do. I know we just like got in a really deep topic, and I'm actually about to take it to another deep topic. And actually, I like to say actually. We got an email from somebody that said something very nice that I would like to read because I like getting the emails and and it's kind of related to this. So Ibrahim Iyad sent us an email. He says, or he or she says, or they says, "Hi, Jordan and Katie. The podcast is my go-to to kill some time when I'm on my commute from home or going home from the hospital. And it's honestly refreshing to get a new perspective from such interesting people with absolutely amazing backgrounds." And I was like, oh, that's real nice.
You're really sweet.
They think we're interesting. And they say, it's making me want to get back into video creation and voice acting. And generally, I'm just getting these wacky creative juices flowing. So I can't thank you both enough.
Awesome.
So I think that was really nice, and I really appreciate that. But they actually had a question too.
Oh, cool.
I think they had two, but we asked one of their other ones in another one.
Nice.
But I didn't read the full email. But this question is for both of us to answer. How do you get really good online friends? I've tried a bunch of social media and Discords, but due to time constraints, the relationships I make don't seem to last. So yeah, essentially the question's just about like, how do you make online friends? And I think because we started as online friends, I think we'd have, a little bit to say about this.
What are you talking about? What do you do?
You're
Don't
right.
tell me your problems.
You're right. We're not friends. We're best friends. And then Jordan just says, like, well, actually, Katie,
no, I wouldn't do that. That's rude. I'm not one of those motherfuckers. Oh, God.
But yeah,
online.
What would you say?
Okay, so for this online friends question, funny enough, like, my friend Paleo Steno is like the catalyst of everyone I know today. Yeah. Him and Rob, because like what I used to do was like I had no idea how to make online friends, whatever. It's like it just happened naturally because like I remember the first time I met. Okay, so this is gonna be a story. So like first time I met Paleo
story
was from the My Little Pony days. We were at a bullying call talking about our bullying experience back in the day, and then like I made him laugh, so I tickled his brain, and then he like friend requested me on Skype, and then I guess that was it. Like I got invited to this call by like someone who saw my old YouTube channel at the time. Well, YouTube channel at the time, and they were like, "Okay, yeah, would you like to join this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So they reached out to me, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, okay, I'll try this." And met Paleo on that Skype call. Paleo, I guess like thought it was cool and like messaged me and then asked me to join his Skype call, and then in his Skype call I met his friend Hero, who became my friend, and then like I met Saberspark the same way, even though Saberspark knew of me, and Saberspark hates me bring this up every time, but he messaged me on a Dragon Ball Z video, like when we were both super into the pony stuff, and he was like, yo, JaxBlade 07, because that's what my name was. He was like, "You're so awesome, dude. Super Saiyan Bro Hoof." And I was like, "Super Saiyan Bro Hoof back," and he's so mad every time I bring that up, because he does it with fun, but it was funny. And then, I met this guy named Dusty Cat, and he asked me to go to this convention called BronyCon because it's a horse con. That's what I go to. And I was like, that was my first con ever. Like, I didn't go to cons. I was just like, I just wasn't a con person. I never thought the need to. So like for years, I only went to BronyCon until last year. Last year was one year I went to like multiple cons, so it was fun. I went there and I met Saber and Paleo, and we hung out and we became good friends at the con, and we were just like, oh yeah, we were like really cool online. Then we just stayed in contact, we stayed close, and then I met my friend Rob, and then Rob introduced me to Monty, and Monty introduced me to Noah King, and then I met all these other people, and it's just like it was this chain of events of like just meeting various people, because like I think my way to meet people is like I have to make them laugh first. So if I tickle their brain, it's like, okay, I got them. So like with Katy, I tickled her brain. I was like, got her. So that was it. And so
Or I tickled your knowledge because I was like, did you know that Alphonse?
What if I told you I actually knew and I just wanted to start a conversation with
What? Oh heck, that's some double mind blow.
That'd be double mind blow if that happened. Actually, I think I was in. I don't know if I knew or not, but yeah. That's how I met most of my online friends. Was just I met various people online on like Skype. Now it's like Discord, and then I would just go into a call.
It was definitely Skype back in the day.
Yeah, and so like I met him, or Uvu, for people who remember Uvu.
Uwu.
And then yeah, just talk, have a conversation, watch a bunch of stuff, just like listening to conversation. Like what I do is I read the room, or I read the Skype chat, like see what comedy can I use, what can I use, because I think we talked about this before. Like you don't want to throw out
there's
like,
a phone ringing,
a level 10 joke where you just like so something racist, like even though racism, like there's like racism, if it's done well in like shows like South Park and like Drawn Together or Chappelle's Show, it like you can make a really funny joke out of it because it's just an observation but not like talking down. But then you don't want to throw that out if you just met someone that just makes you look like an asshole. And so I met them, talked in a Skype call, met people on Twitter because we just did back and forth. And then, like, that's how I met this doof right here that I'm doing the thing. Like, I threw out my energy. She threw out some energy back. Then I threw out some more energy. And then she threw out some energy. And then I grew my energy. And I was like, gotcha, bitch. And I dragged her in. And then, like, that was it. And,
yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to, like, making friendships online, there's lots of different ways it can happen. As you heard from Jordan, he had a lot of experiences with, like, talking to a few people online at first, and then they might have met in person. And I know for me and Jordan, it was definitely like we met on Twitter by just like kind of making jokes or I like told him, hey, like I know the answer to this question you're posing, and then it like started a conversation, and then we added each other on Facebook.
No, you added me.
And then I added you, but you accepted it, so we added each other.
No,
I guess.
You.
But
It was like.
You're right. I'm the friend instigator
because I
thought you were cool.
I was like the supporter because like for what it was like not to reiterate, listen to the first podcast if you want to hear how we fully.
Yeah, listen to the first episode. Yeah.
But it was like I was like a fan of her like Facebook page. I was like, this is awesome, whatever, and she was like, oh, I know that black guy. Hey, friend request. And I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, it was because you liked my Facebook page that I saw your Facebook. So I was like, oh, I'll just send him a request because we'd been talking on Twitter. So I thought, like, might as well. And then, yeah.
So you messed up. Yeah.
Right da-da-da-da-da. And then from there, it just kind of happened. But yeah, I guess advice for, like, creating and maintaining online relationships. For me, it's just been a lot of, like...
Hi.
If there's people online and they're like putting stuff out there and you think it's funny, like, maybe like it or comment and just be like, hey, this is really cool. And over time, if you guys like start having conversations, like just in comment sections or whatever, and you start to realize like you're having a lot more conversations. If you ever see them in public and you're just like, hey, how's it going? And if everybody seems to be on the same page, then it can just kind of blossom from there. But if you're talking about just online, like I've definitely got people that I have online friendships with that I've maybe met once or like that I hadn't seen in person before. And it's mostly just like, whether it's through mutual friends that we're all commenting on something funny and then we're like, oh, hey, you're really funny. Yeah, laughter is definitely something that does that. And just being like respectful of boundaries and not like taking things too far or like, but that could mean anything. Trying to find a nuanced way to answer.
Like, what
it's
do you
just
mean?
like with any
saying like, oh yeah, just like don't take things too far. Like if I say
because for example, Because, for example, there was at one point in time somebody who I didn't know who they were, and every day they would tweet at me, like every single day they would comment on my tweets, or they would tweet at me like, "You're so great and beautiful and smart," but like every day.
I told you not to tell the people I did this. God damn, it was one time.
But I'm not gonna name this account because they don't really do it anymore. But it was just like it was happening for a few months, or like, and I was just a little weirded out by it. And that's not really a way to make friends. It's just to like constantly throw words at them if you're not getting anything back, in terms of like just randomly saying stuff. But like if somebody's putting something out there, like, yeah, stuff like that. If somebody's just putting out like, you know, questions or just like whatever, and you just, you know, want to answer, just say something funny, but like don't say anything that's over a line or whatever, then that's one way to like instigate that, I guess. And then like if you guys start talking back and forth, that's really cool. But if you don't, it's like whatever, I guess. And then if you guys do end up being friends, just continuing whatever you were doing before and just have like a fun relationship. Because to be friends with somebody, I guess, you know, you don't have to hang out with each other every weekend. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, we just have this positive relationship, and I consider them to be somebody that's really cool, and like I like talking with them, and we haven't really hung out much before, but we have this, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, because there can be lots of levels to that, to online things.
You gotta make sure they're not a sociopath too. Like they're trying to get you.
You can never be sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
I could be playing a long game, Jordan. I'm gonna cut off your toes.
I'll be playing the long game too. So there, it's just like
I'm gonna cut off all of your toes and sell them on the market.
Cut off all your ears.
I was making a joke about like 3 little pigs went to the market and your toes, but you didn't get it.
I did.
But I didn't say it very well.
Yeah,
well.
you didn't say it well. You said, I would say, I'll cut off all your little toes, and they go,
I'll cut off your little piggies all the way home.
Cut off your ears and your nose and everything. You know.
All of it. Yes, just talk like this to each other, then you'll be friends.
The first time I was like, I talked to Katy, what was it, vocally? Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
Wait, was it vocally? Like, it was...
Well, when we first talked, like, besides online, it was just you coming up saying, yeah, I'll play this game at my
I didn't say anything. I just nodded my head.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Hi,
I
would you like
to
to play this game? That's like what this is. Just like, okay, that's great. Oh my god.
Oh, I think the first thing I heard was you taking off your mask and laughing.
Yeah, that's the first way we.
And
met.
I was like, Jordan, and you're like, hi, or something.
No, I said like, wow, you are taller in person, because like.
I had some really big shoes on because I love being tall.
That was great.
Oh man, that was fun.
That was fun.
Oh man.
And then
So just do that, I guess. I hope we answered this question. I hope that was a good advice.
So just put your energy out there. Let them put their energy out there, and then just like sometimes your energy will
listen
just
to
mesh
one of
with
our
each other,
earlier listen to one of our earlier episodes, and we do talk about that a little bit actually. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Just about
it's
your
all about
auras,
energy
man.
and aura, bro.
Energy, synergy, and energy, and linergy, and binergy, and Zenergy.
Let's wash your dove.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you listen to the Unexpectables,
No.
or any of you out there if you do this, because in the latest arc, Octopimp is a guest star on it, and he plays a fish trident guy named Zenryo, and he does this little laugh like, oh, and it's so funny, and I love it. So I've been doing it lately. Oh, it's so funny. It makes me so happy, and I'm fucking in love with the Unexpectables. It's my favorite D&D campaign, and I'm probably gonna start doing more one-shots with my friends because it's really inspired me.
Do you LARP?
I've never LARPed before, but I've played D&D, I've played Untold, I've played role-playing games before, and they're super fun. I liked being a bard.
I had no idea what LARPing was until like yesterday.
Oh wow, really?
I had no idea what that was. I was like, what on earth is LARPing? And it's just like...
Well, actually, technically... I might have LARPed before because I was like 13 and really into Naruto, and I would convince my friends to pretend to be Naruto characters with me.
So that's just playing on the playground.
Oh,
that's
okay,
just
so that
like-
wouldn't be
That's
LARPing.
like when you go like.
Cause I would commit though. I was a Naruto character. Like I committed.
I know. That's what I remember as a kid. This is so stupid, but I remember like all of us loved Star Wars, and there was this one kid who kept asking like, "I want to be C-3PO," and like for some reason, the fact that he was so adamant about C-3PO made me want to be C-3PO, even though I was wanting to be Darth Vader. And so like I got mad, and so like we had this whole thing where we were like, "Okay, I'll be C-3PO. I'll be the silver one." And, like that was.
You're a terrible
I know
role
I really
player.
am.
I would love to see you play D&D.
Oh, I get too into it. I'd be hiding in trees and cutting people up.
You'd be a rogue. So you would be a rogue?
I don't know. Is that what they're called? I'm not a dork.
Or at least
I'm a nerd. Okay? There's a difference.
Hey, you can be all of them.
What's the difference between a dork, a nerd, and a geek?
That is a good question, and I know Google has the answer, but I don't feel like googling it. So
asking you.
so listeners,
Fine, whatever. Someone answer that question for me, please.
yes. But yeah, D&D, super awesome, and I want to play more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, friendship online, that's how you do it. Woo! Okay.
Yes.
Sort of. Yeah, next question. Jordan, take it away.
This comes from Gary Hackett, and he asks, overall opinions of RWBY in the past few seasons. Okay, so this is one...
Girl.
You know what's funny is,
Girl.
I know a lot of people I talk to like it a lot, but then like I keep seeing these videos of like, it's not the same since season 2 and season... Just like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like...
My boyfriend Zach, he is very like, I just think the pacing's bad, and I just think like the writing isn't like. He's not a super fan. He watches it and he's caught up because I made him catch up. Like I helped him, but he's not like crazy about RWBY. But damn it, get out of here!
All right.
I'm trying to talk about RWBY,
right,
not
fine.
Emerald. Da 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 da.
All right.
But yeah. Okay, bye. I miss you. So anyway, RWBY just rants about RWBY for 20 minutes. But yeah, I am a big fan, and I have lots of positive things to say about RWBY. I'm sure there are negative things that can be found, but we're here to talk about
positive thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Overall
I mean, you can talk
I
about
guess, so they could be positive
opinions,
or
so
negative. So you don't know what
true.
I think.
We can do both. Yeah, what do you think, Jordan?
I think it's. Let's be honest about what I think about this series. All right,
oh, I know what I want to talk about.
Okay, so I think it's been pretty good. I mean, like
Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, Bumblebee. Probably,
I ship it. Okay,
everyone's
I'm sorry.
been shipping it since that book thing. They're like, oh, they came out the closet. I'm gonna dance with you. But you know, I think it's like good, like decent. I'm not like, oh my god, this is amazing, incredible, great thing. Like I don't think I've ever been that way. Like
let yourself love things, Jordan.
I am saying to love things. Because I remember the first time I found RWBY was it was because Death Battle did that episode with Yang. And then I was just like, oh, all right, so what's this series about? And I had known, like, Rob was really into RWBY, and then, like, a bunch of my friends had talked about RWBY, but, like, I had never watched it because it was, like, first I was like, oh, what's this CGI crap? I don't want to watch this crap. And then, like, I watched it, and I was like, you know, that was charming. The first season was charming. I liked it. And the second season, I was like, oh, well, it's on Netflix. I'll watch it. Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Season 3, I was like, okay, this is where I'm starting to get really into it. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. What happened to her arm? What?
Yeah.
She's coming back, right? She's coming back, right? No, God, no.
Right? Yeah.
Book 4, when they changed the style, and book, like, 5, and what book are we on? 6? We're on 6 right now?
Yes, season 6 just the finale just happened.
Yeah, so I think I would just enjoy it. I like parts of 5. I like the fight scenes. I do like, God rest his soul, Monty Ohm's fight scenes, just like the way he did them were just absolutely incredible. But like what they're trying to do now is pretty, you know, good. I like what they're doing like so far. And I like the certain character development and, you know, seeing how the series progresses. I like all the characters and, you know, I'm interested if they are going to go that route because with a Bumblebee, because spoilers, I mean, it's not really spoiler. If you've been following us in season 2, you sort of got a thing of it. But, yeah, it's, they're putting in there, probably. They're very, I don't know, like, Katy, you probably held hands with your female friends before, so I don't know.
I mean, I am personally a fan of the ship just
Yes,
because I
it
feel
too.
like
For all the wrong reasons and all the right reasons.
because like when I see like white rose shippers and stuff, like I think that Ruby and Weiss have a very sisterly relationship. I don't see them. That's the name of the Weiss and Ruby ship. There's a name for every possible ship.
What is it?
Yeah.
Tell me. I gotta know this now.
Oh, I don't know all of them, but there's a chart. But those are the two that I know.
What's the one with Yang and Weiss? Because I know that one where they hugged each other. They had some of that.
I'm not sure, but I know that there's a chart out there that exists. That actually might be it. That might be it, actually. But I can't remember.
Katy, I swear to God, I'm going to type it up. It better not be it.
Google the chart. But yeah, I actually sincerely think that based on the development we've gotten from Blake and Yang, I could sincerely and truly see them being together, and it makes me so happy. Because with Ruby Abridged, we actually kind of support that too, because we have some sketches out there that are kind of pretty hinting towards Bumblebee if you watch them. And by hinting, well, because like in our last holiday special that we did we had an ending. Yeah, they were both alone and they were just talking, and we kind of have it in our series that like Yang kind of has a crush on Blake, like it seems like, because we really we have a lot of fans of Bumblebee on the team. I'll say that much. Like, interpret as you will, whatever, but yes, we have fans of Bumblebee on the team, and we have in a few scenes, especially our winter holiday special, kind of hinted to that. And so I'm very excited to see if that became a reality. If it didn't, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, because I think one of the fun things about being a part of a fandom is, like, it's okay to, like, ship people. But it's also, it's important to... Oh, what's up?
I'm sorry. It's called freezer burn. It is freezer burn.
Yes!
That's so stupid.
But yeah, it's important to realize...
I was making a
joke. A lot of them are based on jokes. The chart is hilarious. But, essentially, it's really important to realize, too, that, like, I know, like, words like heteronormative might sound, like, a little weird to some people, but, like...
people say.
Yeah, but essentially what that can mean is that it's usually, like, defaulted that, like, a girl's gonna be with a guy, and so, like, people usually ship it that way. But it's okay. I've tried to, like, read up on, like, the subjects and stuff, and I might not have, like, the perfect way of, like, phrasing it, and I apologize if I don't. But, it should also be just as normal the way that when people ship to just a guy and a girl for interacting, it's kind of implying that them just having this basic interaction means they want to fuck, even though there's these two girls or two guys that are also having just basic interactions, but we don't even consider that because it's kind of that mindset of straight is the default, when in reality it's very much normal for people to have these other types of feelings, and they don't have to necessarily be making out or whatever to hint that they could possibly be gay or bi or straight. And so, like, I think RWBY has done a really good job, especially with one of their recent episodes, of just so normally and organically putting in like a really awesome gay couple, and the way that they introduced it was really awesome too. And there could be like lots of conversations about trying to introduce like gay couples and stuff in the media, but I think we don't have to talk about that if we don't want to. But I just think I like what RWBY's doing, and I would love to see Blake and Yang be together, and I could see it happening. And, there's also straight couples in the show that would be really cool, too. Or, like, asexual people in the show that I think that would be a really cool route to go, too. I know Steven Universe definitely had a lot of,
Scissor me timber
like, hints
moments.
towards... I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, okay, people in the audience, you know what I mean, guys.
Oh, no. But, yeah.
You know what
God.
It is? Think about it for a second.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said... No, I'm saying this because I love my friends who are. That's why I'm saying this. There's nothing offensive. The scissor me timber moments.
Oh my goodness.
Scissor me timber from South Park. You remember that?
I think I know what you're saying now, and I hate you. But yeah, overall, I guess I'm just saying, like, it's very possible for, like, people having these interactions. We ship people for less, and so I think shipping what I think would be an amazing Blake, couple. Yeah, I think that there's so much about them that's perfect, and I am unapologetically supportive Yes. I want it so bad, and so I'm hoping they take it there. But if they don't, that's okay too. But I think it would be really awesome if they did, because I could definitely see it.
It'd be really hot. So let's keep it there.
I guess that too.
See, Katy has to be the pure one. I have to be the deviant, y'all. You gotta have that balance when you listen to us, y'all.
You gotta have that balance.
You gotta have the balance, bro.
Just find that video of like the ooh thing on Twitter.
No, we're not
that's
gonna
me.
do that. No, we're not gonna do that. You're gonna erase that. I'm gonna be like, Katy, look at this Men in Black thing I found. So that's all that's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But actually, well, I hope that we sort of answered your questions. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a
about,
fun one.
about RWBY and the season.
RWBY's doing good. I can't wait for the next season. And I just
It's
watched
awesome.
Genlock too, and Genlock was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
B. Jordan.
I'm really hyped.
Yeah, he's cool.
But yes, so next question is, we got another email. It is from Rose Martinez, and
Rose
she
Martinez.
says, "Hi." Yes, and she says, "Hi. My questions are." And some of these we've talked about in earlier episodes, but there's one part of it that I think would be really interesting to answer. It's kind of like, could you go into more depth about the stages and levels of friendship? How do you know when you move to the next level? And is it really possible for guys and girls to just be friends? So we've talked about, like, levels of friendship and just auras, man, and just, being positive and just, like, letting things
and being
happen.
petty.
Like,
if you think you're having a crush, just
Oh
look
my
at
gosh.
shit that you don't need to say. Like, oh my god, her boobs are flat, but I
Oh
love
my
her
gosh.
personality. But our personality is really busted, y'all. Just I want you to know that
But
for
yeah.
a fact. Personality is one of the most
my
busted
God.
qualities there is. So like you have
They're
to
so
get in
great.
your head to like not let that personality shit ruin a friendship for you. So you go like, all right,
Wait, what?
I love this person, but she is in love with this person else. So I gotta find this thing wrong. Oh my god! All right, well she's
losing
this
me.
Way. She's this way. I need to be petty and get over it. She's this way. I'm petty.
Oh, you're talking about with exes and stuff.
No, I'm talking about.
Well,
so you don't fall for your... Remember that one question we had where the person was like, I don't want to fall in love with my friend or something like that, and I was just like, you gotta
yeah.
be like petty, and so just like no.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it works.
Well, I mean, that can be one way to
Yes.
approach it.
Listen
I mean,
to
yeah,
me,
because
people.
earlier,
I'm a boy.
because early on, we yes, and so clearly he has all of the correct answers.
Male privilege.
Ho ho! But early on, we answered questions about like building friendships and like how to set those foundations and how to kind of tell where you are. And I encourage listening to those earlier ones.
do.
But yeah, that'd be really cool. But in terms of the questions about if guys and girls could be friends, it's really just a question of you being when you're
Being honest.
open with
yourself.
yes, open with communication. If you have someone in your life and you want to see them as a friend, you guys just have to be honest about that and treat each other with respect and honesty throughout that.
Mm-hmm.
And like that can be with anyone that you're friends with, but I understand that sometimes because of like gender and sex differences, because of that
Hormones.
sexuality, because of the hormones and sexuality elements, there can be seemed complications. But you just have to be honest about acknowledging and moving past those and saying like, hey, I care about this person in all of these ways, and I don't want to let this thing stop me from having a really meaningful relationship. And so if you're just honest and acknowledge that, like, because there can of course be situations where like maybe it will go somewhere else, and if you're both comfortable with that and you're both honest and communicative about that, then that can happen. But
don't rush
setting
it.
a
Don't be like one of these
Yeah.
guys who's just like, I need you. Oh, come here, please.
yeah
I love
yeah
you so
like
much.
I think honestly the best relationships, if they do go somewhere, but just relationships in general, start from you just accepting the fact that, hey, this is a person that is really cool. They have really cool qualities.
Yeah.
They respect me. They're understanding my words and they care about me.
Right.
And setting any type of relationship, from friendship to marriage to whatever, starting there will create your best relationships no matter the sex. And I believe that to be true.
Yeah.
And being openly communicative through that. And sure, there can be like complications because feelings can happen. And if you're honest and talk through those, or if you just kind of, if you're introspective and you're just like, maybe I don't actually have these feelings, maybe I'm just lonely, or maybe you just need to, have honest conversations with yourself and the people that you love, you can get through those and you can have really genuine relationships with people that can give you perspectives that you might need.
Yeah. So,
Because
go ahead.
yeah, it's very possible, and I think very, very exciting and wonderful, and it's a great feeling to know that you can create a relationship based on a foundation of love and respect for this person because they bring something to your life that you might not have had before.
Yes.
And I like to believe that I have many meaningful male relationships, and my boyfriend is like friends with them too. And it's just a very open, communicative thing, and it's just about keeping that consistent through that. Like, yeah, that communication is key no matter what it is, and it's just, that's especially important here because guys and girls can definitely just be friends. There can also like be relationships where guys and girls are just friends and they do other stuff, and those are cool relationships too if they want that to be a part of their relationship. But you don't have to be doing that stuff. You can be asexual, you can be bi, you can be straight, you can be gay, and and you can have meaningful relationships with people regardless of all of that other stuff if you're just open and honest about the things that are important to you.
Yeah.
And
And you know what? All right, so Katie gave you the hippy dippy question, so I'm gonna give you.
I gave you the hippie version.
All right, so listen here, son. Well, Miss? Sit down. Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade. Have a seat over there. All right, so these are some questions you gotta ask yourself. This is from the chart, from the bro code chart. So Katie, just cover your ears.
Oh
now.
my God.
All right, so like what you do is you have to look in the mirror and like. All right, okay, so I'm joking. I agree with everything Katie said, but this is a chart that I remember reading long ago that me and my friends always took, and it was a thing.
Yeah.
That it asked, like, there were 4 sections of friendship between two people who are people who, you know, could possibly go down this line and just stay this way. So it was just like, all right, A, they're both attracted to each other. Then it's just like, okay, you're both attracted to each other. You both think each other's hot. You know, you're just friends. One of them, like, well, you're both single. If you're both single and you're both attracted to each other and, you know, something clicks, boom, you're good. But if it's not, whatever, it's cool. You could be friends. But then also, it's one is attracted to the other, but the other does not reciprocate. So you just got to go, oh, okay, well, you ain't really friends then. You're just waiting for an opportunity. And it's just like all these questions just like, oh, I don't like him, all right? He is not so cool. I don't care that he has abs. I don't want to suck his dick. I don't want to feel this way. And so, like, you just go, no, you having feelings are, I don't care, dude, that her butt is freaking awesome or her boobs are so freaking big and I just want to put my face in them like marshmallows. You're lying to yourself. So just like keep that in mind, look in the mirror, identify it. And then there's just times where you're not attracted to each other. And that's fine. That's completely cool. You're both not attracted to each other. There, you have an ideal friendship. Boom. There you go. You can just be like,
but also understand
done,
that even
Katie.
sorry. I thought you were at the chat. I thought you were at the end of the chart. I'm sorry.
See, I love talking to Kay like this. We could just have these back and forth. But like what I'm saying is that chart right here. Actually, Katie, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say because I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I was just gonna add to your thing about like even if you can think that you can understand and know that your friend is attractive without necessarily wanting to jump their bones because you can see like the value that they just have as a person and not just their bodies and all that good stuff, but understand that it's there. Yeah, because like you're a very beautiful man, Jordan, and I think that. But I also I think you're beautiful on the inside as well.
Good. I'm only beautiful on the inside. All right, that's good.
No, like you're a beautiful person. And when you go out there and you're like kicking ass and being with girls and stuff, it's like, that's really cool. And like when you tell me or ask for advice about stuff like that, it like makes me feel good that you would want to come to me for that. And it's like,
don't freaking give me a Cinderella moment. You're trying to make a black man blush on the freaking podcast. I see what you're doing. Aww. Oh my God. No. This is not happening. All right, y'all. All right.
But it's just about making sure that like people are comfortable in the situation too. And just understanding that like, sometimes there can be different things that are perceived as comfortable between like different types of people.
Exactly.
And
like
so
Katie
understanding that
is
and
my good friend. But I can say that Katie is hot as fuck. Because she's got a beautiful soul, but she also got a nice butt that you can see us twerking with and a great face. And we just talk about all this stuff. And you identify it, and it's just like, yeah, dude, you're super hot.
But it's not like it's not like the only thing we talk about. Like that maybe comes up once in a blue moon.
I need to get my butt bigger. I feel you, Jordan. I need to get
no, it's not really like
bigger.
that.
I need to get thicker.
It's just like we're mostly just treating each other like people, and people can also be sexual. So talking about sexual issues or
we just make jokes
things
about
in
that
your
stuff.
life.
Like,
Yeah, it's mostly
like,
jokes.
like,
But
what was that one
yeah,
thing we did at
it's
Dragon
just
Con?
yeah.
What the frick? I can't remember those.
Wait. I know at Anime Expo we were like
Oh, yeah,
grabbing
the
the
Anime
boobs of the
Expo, that was fun.
mannequins.
It was just like,
Yeah, that was fun.
Misu means water.
Mizu means water. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I think that was kind of a way to answer it. It's all about just like that communication and understanding of your relationship and like not trying to put pressures on something based on the gender or sex of it for it to have to be a certain way. Like look at how you're feeling, your comfortability levels with it, and just try to have open and honest conversations like they're a regular person. And if it like seems to go somewhere and that doesn't make you comfortable or whatever, just have those conversations. And if you can come to understandings about whatever issues you're having or just about what you want the relationship to be, that's what is important with any relationship you have, but especially with, I guess, opposite sex relationships, because there can be challenges because of what society tells you your relationship should be.
We said
or
opposite sex?
jealousies or things.
same sex?
Yeah, opposite sex.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's what the question was about.
Okay, yeah.
Like, because there can also be complications with any types of friendships, whether it's like same sex or whatever. But in this question, she was wanting to know about opposite sex, and so it can come with its own particular challenges that you just have to understand and look at and just say like, well, that's fucked up that that's even a thing, because a lot of those challenges can just be societally put on you because people are expecting, oh, if you are comfortable telling this person your problems, that means that you love them, like, or something. It's like, yeah, I love Jordan, but I love him as a friend because he's there for me and supports me when I'm going through shit.
I know someone said that. It's all good though, but
Yeah.
it's so true. Like, that's one of the things. Like, me and Katy, I was going through some stuff earlier this week with some stuff, and I was just like, shit, I need to talk to like a friend about it. And then I just like called Katy, and I was just like, all right, Katy, can you help me? Like, what should I do in this situation? And she like sat down, like gave me some really good wholesome advice. And then we started making puns at each other, and it was like a good night.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
The same thing happened with her. Like, we like talk about various things, and that's
Yeah.
what happens. That's what we do, and then it's all good.
And that's
all good.
That's what good friends should do for each other. And
Just
like,
listen to that SpongeBob
yeah.
Friends song with the moth.
Yeah.
Not the moth, the butterfly. The friend is a friend to the end of
And
the
to
end.
the end,
to
the end.
ever, and the day. That one. You know what I'm talking about. The Sandy.
Yeah,
got
I know what
eaten
you're
by
talking
a
about.
worm one.
Oh
Oh,
my
Wormy.
God.
That was his name.
That was so
Wormy.
great. Wormy. Yeah, dude, I want to go watch some SpongeBob now.
Old
Oh, heck.
SpongeBob, not new SpongeBob.
Yes. But yeah, I hope we kind of answered that question and answered your questions, fellow
Well,
listeners.
wasn't the question?
Yeah?
Wasn't like levels of friendship? So it was just like.
Oh, well, I had kind of mentioned like that we talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
okay,
early on, but
okay,
we can go, but we can like, yeah. Cause earlier in the other episodes of the podcast, we definitely talk about everything in regards to friendships, except like the sex and gender parts of it. And so that's kind of like, that is a topic that I thought would be really cool to discuss. And I'm glad that we did.
Word.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add, I guess, before we skip to the ending?
Just relax. Remember, the key thing that has always helped me is just like, it's okay if you ever feel like, oh, I have this feeling for someone like this. You just identify it and you don't act on it. Like, again, just focus on it. Like, in your mind, there's a river and you notice it going down the river. You're not gonna dive into the river and grab in like onto this like whatever you want to think of it as, like, just think of it like as a rock with the words on it, like, oh, feelings or something like that. Just like, you just watch it go by and like, I had that feeling. Oh, well, I acknowledge it, but then it's gone. Like, that's what the feeling is. You don't dive in and grab onto it and like, no, I can't let this go. Just, just let it go. Just breathe, relax, and have a good day.
Yeah.
And then think
But
petty
yeah.
thoughts so you don't feel the way. So that's what makes you feel
Oh
better
my
about
God.
everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that is the end of today's episode. So if you would like to find us more, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot at KaniDay Official. You can find us on YouTube and SoundCloud at WeirdFlex, but okpodcast@gmail.com and stuff. And yeah, and do you have anything they can find you at and stuff,
You
Jordan?
can find me at JaxBlade Fitness on Twitter. You can find me at Jordan JaxBlade Downs on Facebook. You can find me at JaxBlade on YouTube. Or you can find me at JaxBlade on Instagram, JaxBlade Tumblr, JaxBlade Hentai Haven. You know where to find me, people. Everywhere is JaxBlade. And yeah, like that's where I'm doing. And then you can just hit up our email address, weirdflex@okpodcast.com. Wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Hold on, I fucked it up. Weirdflex, but okpodcast at gmail.com. Nailed it. And that's
Yay!
what you can do. And you can follow all the links on our SoundCloud or on our YouTube page.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Booyah. Peace
Bye-bye.
out. Bye.